First and foremost, we're still living inside a legislative framework that's built around the past, present, and future. And as long as you live in that paradigm, you'll keep working through all your ancestors' unfinished business, even those you never knew. You'll feel them inside you, from within you, and they'll show up every time you try to reach a new level, with their resistance, with their conservatism. That's the first thing. The second thing, the future always serves as an opportunity for your ancestors to transfer themselves into your descendants, while trying to preserve their entire arsenal without loss. So when I asked the question, what do we need to do? The answer was simple. We need to step out of duality. And that means stepping out of the past, present, future model and into the present only. You simply tell yourself, I have no past and no future. I only have the present in which I live. And through the creative processes I'm in, I'll realize what brings me joy, based on what I feel, from my uniqueness, from my love, from my masculine nature, and boldly declare the phrase that some people are afraid to even think, I am the God of my universe, and in my universe there's me, and the surrounding world, which is me. Because the truth is, you're the only participant in the play you're in. Everyone else is an actor playing for you. You are the director, you are the screenwriter. And when we talk about wanting others to treat us the way we'd like to be treated, we have to show them that ourselves through our own actions and attitude. Because I've often seen someone pull out their metaphorical sword and wave it around, scolding their loved one, you didn't smile at me, you didn't say anything kind. And the person, nearly chopped to pieces, quietly asks, could you show me how it's done? And I'll copy it. And of course, they get shut down immediately because the other is standing in rigid expectation. You do good to me first, and then I'll see. That's how the third dimension works, unfortunately. It's based on confrontation between men and women, and in between, the brief awareness that pleasure exists. But when we step into love, we begin to live in love. And then the principle of through the bad comes the good disappears, because the foundation for everything you do becomes the removal of duality. When you remove duality, you no longer have to kill the previous stage in order to reach the next one. This is a very important point. In third dimensional reality, when you move from first grade to second, you have to kill the first grade inside yourself in order to move forward. If you don't, it'll follow you and block your ability to function in second grade. But as soon as you stop living in the past and the future and start living in the present, there's no longer good or bad, no past or future. And you start making decisions from love, which means everything you used to transforms and becomes everything you have now. And that process becomes constant. You know what's most interesting? When I asked, well, what role does food play in longevity in youth? The answer, which I half expected but still found surprising, was the very last. Because the moment you get cling to anything, even something wonderful, let's say you're a healer and every person you touch walks away healthy, and you even think he's in love. The moment you start ignoring your family, rest, or other interests, you begin tapping into the energy of those very things, family, rest, your other passions. And what does that mean? It means you start baking your healing pies from whatever happens to be lying around. Bricks, a wrench, a car wheel, a rug, toilet paper. And sure, the pies might look like pies on the outside, but inside they're no longer edible because you've used up all the flour meant for baking. And now you're making it with scraps. You keep healing others using energy that's no longer meant for healing. So here's another law, one that works both in the third dimension and in love. It's this: when you go to the gym and train with pleasure, your muscles grow while you sleep. But if you're constantly grinding and forcing it, your muscles will actually degenerate, your nervous system gets overstressed, your heart suffers, your muscle mass declines. And at the same time, if you're sleeping all the time, your muscles and brain begin to atrophy. The foundation of life is learning to shift and to work with joy and to earn money by bringing joy to others. When you offer a service or do what you love and others enjoy it, they'll pay for it. That's how it works. And when you're at home, you need to enjoy being with your partner, your kids, playing football, going to the sauna, having a barbecue, traveling. The more you enjoy your family, your vacations, your shopping, your car, your spa treatments, the more energy is released to bring money into your business. The more joy you feel at work, and then switch fully into rest and forget about business, the more your desires grow. And that desire creates the conditions for new projects and ideas to come to you from other people who share their energy with you by buying your service simply because they felt joy from what you gave them. And the more you treat others the way you'd like to be treated, the more your life becomes a celebration. And when you live this way, you keep remembering you are the God of your universe. When women are in their feminine and men are in their masculine, and love and uniqueness come first before anything else, then the world around you starts to reflect you. It begins to follow your rules. And here's a very simple example you can try, especially if you have kids under 15. A perfect example. Every time you say something to your child, try to ask yourself, am I speaking from love or from being right? From habit, from what I think is expected. And right away, you'll understand your level of love, because the closest thing a parent has is their child. The very closest. And the amount of love you have is shown in how you talk to them. If you're interacting through patience or irritation, it means you don't have much love. But when you start realigning your priorities and values, you discover something amazing. Just by removing the need to rush, just that, you start creating the conditions where everything begins to unfold not the way you planned, but the way that's best for you, and the whole world becomes something you can shape and lead.